This is Fleeting by Night, and I'm on the island of Venice, in Venice, Florida. And I found something very interesting as I was out here today. Let me back it up a little bit. Okay, hold on. Just 1 minute. Okay, so this is Venice Army Air Force Base, or what was left of it. So we're gonna just pan a little bit. Houses, 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 and the opening. You know, it's kind of interesting that this right here, you know, was, you know, an Air Force base. And they have plaques here. So I'm going to read it to you guys. Okay. It says here, you can't see it. This structure is a replica of the Venice Army Air Force Base main entrance, originally located in the intersection of the Rialto and San Marco. The base history began in May 1942 when surveyors from the U.S. Army landed at the Venice Municipal Downtown Airport to find a suitable site for a training facility for rear echelon maintenance service groups. Construction began in June of 1942 in the area bounded by US 41 on the east, San Marco Drive on the north, the Gulf of Mexico on the west, and Lemon Bay on the south. The original Army personnel were the 37th Service Squadron of the 27th Service Group, followed by HQ and HQ Squadron, 90th Service Squadron, 826th QMCO, 1728 and 1729 Ordnance Company, 1063 Signal Corps or Company, I don't know, and 1095 QM Company. Within a year, a full-fledged training facility was operational. The first combat aircraft arrived from the 13th Fighter Squadron, 53rd Fighter Group for pilot training on June 7, 1943. The 14th Fighter Squadron soon followed. Pilot training began with the P-39, followed by the P-40, the P-47, and finally the famous P-51 Mustang fighters. So let's just walk a little bit. Now this is going to be a little interesting if you've never seen this, like if you're local, or something, if you're in the area, or what have you. This is kind of interesting. So, I'm going to show you this. Okay, it says here, on January 3rd, 1944, the Venice Army Air Base Command was transferred from Air Service Command to the 3rd Air Force. At the peak of training, the facility housed 6,000 men with an estimated total of 20,000 men being trained at the base. A total of 9 groups were trained, including the all-Chinese 14th Service Group, formed at the request of Madame Chiang Kai-shek. With the war over, the base was closed in 1945. The property was deeded to the city of Venice in 1947, including the runways, sewage plant, hangars, and much machinery and equipment. The immediate impact of the Venice Army Air Base on the city of Venice and the areas is obvious, but the long-term impact is even more important. Many of the men stationed at the base returned after the war to begin their new lives, and some became those civic leaders that guided Venice through the 1950s and 1960s. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, you know, that what you can find in your home, in any town you live in, or if you're visiting. I do encourage people, even though they might think this is boring, to take a look, because you might not know what you'll find. And I didn't know about this. And, you know, it's something that's worth looking into. You know, a lot of people think, oh, history is, you know, such a, you know, boring subject. I think it isn't. I think history is occurring every day to sort of better, you know, how we move as a society. You know, if we don't learn from history, then, you know, who's to say that the mistakes that were made in the past can happen again? And, you know, and finding little tidbits like these, you know, it can be turned into very useful facts you can say in a conversation and make you feel informed and intelligent. And I do encourage people, you know, no matter where you live, just go exploring, look around, see if you can find some historical markers. I mean, just one could sort of broaden your horizon. I do hope that everybody, you know, do this. This is Fleeting by Night, signing off.